League of Legends. So you start this out with standing at your opponent's blue buff, and this is not actually an optimal path for Ivern. Yes, you're supposed to invade your opponent's blue buff and take it, but you can do it more efficiently. If you start here, then what you have to do is immediately use your smite before going into your own jungle, and then you kind of walk around for a while with no pressure on any lanes and no smite, so you can't take any more camps. What you need to do, if you know that they're starting bot side, you start chickens, like you tag chickens, tag red, and then go here and smite blue. So you end up in the same place, except that you have these two camps tagged so that you can get here and immediately walk back, take this, and then you're level 3 and can gank with double buffs. So that sets your early game significantly behind doing this path. Yeah, so you just tag blue and you still have 22 seconds left on your smite. You're level 2 with no HP, no gank pressure, and then Wukong easily kills you. So let's look at an alternate scenario here. What if instead of having your team group up here and take that when they don't need to be there, if you had done this? So then you're level 3 when mid is level 2, and you can at least probably not get a kill. Oh shit, that's their singed, not your team's singed. Okay, never mind. You could have at least blown mid flash if not gotten a kill. I don't think, did you not have Q on cooldown? Oh, you had used Q for something irrelevant instead of using it to get away, so that blows your flash. Okay, so that's how easy it is to blow Lux flash. Literally, you just like appear in her lane once and she blows flash. So imagine what had happened if you had done that at level 3. Oh cool, so as soon as Fizz blows flash, then immediately kills the Lux. So they have Vayne Yasuo bot. Yeah, that's a decent game. Cool, so your brand, because you had that high pressure bot, got enough damage on them that Brand could kill them and then shove all these minions into the tower. So even though you weren't there to like get the assist, it worked out really well for you. And what are you buying here? So you upgrade this to Stalkers. I really disagree with that. I think it's, okay. Yeah, that's much better. That's much better. Yeah, that's definitely the first back that you want to do. I don't know why you bought Hunter's Machete. Read Hunter's Machete. It literally doesn't get you anything. So the bonus experience, it's not like how it used to work where you would get double bonus experience for having both of them. You only need one of them, and then the rest of the stats, lifesteal versus monsters, you don't use that. Bonus damage on hit versus monsters, you don't use that. Hunter's Machete is literally nothing. It has no text whatsoever on Ivern. So you shouldn't upgrade to that unless it's like literally your last item. Completely wasted gold. What if that had been a Dark Seal? Then you could maybe snowball this. I don't know why you're up here. You need to secure your blue buff, get your buffs on time, and then you wandering around up here. If they're smart, they can use the opportunity to get a dragon. What are you doing? You're literally standing there? No, don't do that. You literally stand there for the entire period? No, you tag a camp, tag your other camps, then go back to it. And take it immediately if you have smite. Okay, well this is good. We have Daisy. And then Fizz should be able to finish him off here. I hate this Candy King skin. I guess Singe is pretty far ahead, so he can't really do anything here. Stun? Yeah, there we go. Oh, no. This is not how you do an Ivern King. Let's go over this. So we're walking into Lux's lane when she's like really far under tower. What we need to do is E yourself and get in range. So you give yourself away too early with the W there, which doesn't get you anything. and you need to E yourself to slower, then use that slow to land the Q. Instead it looks like Wukong is about to completely own you. Yeah. Yeah. So this is like, if you've ever played Amumu or seen bad Amumu players, you'll see the same thing, which is where you like walk into lane, attempt to max range Q, miss, and then it's like, that's my gank, guys, hope you liked it. So that's not how you do it. You actually had flash there, as we saw, because you tried to flash away. So what you could have done, if you're ever like really need to land the slow or land a Q, you can E yourself, and then right before it pops, flash onto them for the slow and the damage. And then after that, landing a Q should be trivial. Oh, nice. So what you need to be doing, you stay on this side of the map a lot, and that does a couple bad things for you. First of all, it gives up all dragon pressure. If your bot lane had been going even or behind, then they would have had really easy dragon. What I would do instead is play around mid and bot. It's really, really, really tough for you to kill a Singed that's ahead unless he's proxying, which he's not doing. So I wouldn't spend so much time top. Instead, what you can do is just hang out bot, either do tower dives with Daisy, or just like pressure them off the wave so that you can get a really easy first tower. Because remember that bot tower is much weaker now than the other towers. So you could have had this bot tower at like 8 minutes if you had done more than one gank bot. And remember that when you did gank bot, it worked out super well. You pushed them out, and then they hung around too long, Brand killed them. Another reason to hang out bot is that your Brand is like an autofill player that's doing well, so he's not doing too well as far as like being a support. So you need to hang out there just so that if their jungler does ever come bot, that you're there to fight, because he's not going to like get you any vision or anything. Yeah, you keep going up here, and then Wukong can very easily blow you up. Yeah, so your 2v2 up here is super weak. Your 3v3 or 3v2 down here is very strong. So fight where you're strong. This isn't a don't camp a losing lane thing, it's just like being realistic. Like, are you really gonna kill a Singed? No. Are you gonna 2v2 a Singed with Udyr, Ivern against a Singed that's ahead and maybe their Wukong, who's super ahead right now? No. So just make it easier for yourself. Like, your bot's getting kills without you, seemingly, so, you know, help them out a little. And you're going mid for, like, I guess you're trying to save that tower. Absolutely no value. We're tagging this. Smite it, and then you're top again. Like, I respect that you're trying to save your guy. Hey, we got him. We got him. But that's only because he came back here. Like, yeah, if he comes to proxy, then yes, you can kill him. You bring up Daisy, or, oh, that's your... So, this is something that's really important. So, if you think that you're about to hit a Q, you need to put out Daisy first, and then throw Q. Because if you hit the Q, then Daisy will dash to the person that you rooted. Here, what happens... Here, what's going to happen is you hit the Q, you pull out Daisy, and then she snares Daisy, so and you, so it doesn't do anything. So Daisy gets one auto on them before getting snared, whereas before would have done more, and then you could be at a different angle so that she could choose to snare either you or Daisy. Very basic Ivern mechanic, the pulling out Daisy before throwing out your Q. Wukong is just like fucking around. So the game's pretty close right now, except that you are super behind. You also went Stalker's Blade Redemption first instead of the vastly superior Athene's first. So why Athene's is better is that when you have Lucidity, Athene's blue buff, you're at 45%. And your shields do a lot for you because they have the heal. That was a really funny play. As well as just the shield. And it helps you stay on the map super long because of the regen that it gives you. So, yeah, build Athene's. Good item. Don't build this. Don't build this. The only reason I could see upgrading to this is if you want the mini Sightstone from the green one. I think this is the first blue buff I remember you taking in a very long time. You're doing this wrong. You need to put the W on the dragon so that they are confused as to whether you're doing it. Yeah, pull the dragon into the brush so it's invisible. So we have 3 people with Fizz nearby. We're here. He obviously has vision on you. Your Q gets eaten by the wall, and then Wukong comes in. So you didn't have vision on where any of them were, and you went for a play and didn't get out soon enough. You still got 1 kill for 2, but not a good use. Oh, Fizz, no. You still got it. I think we could have played that a little more cleanly, but so now you're building into Athene's, but do it first. Don't get this thing. You're still trying to play around top lane. And then you lose Daisy on a 104-second cooldown. This is not just a jungle thing. This is a basic support thing, or any supportive champion is like, play around the people. Oh, this is so dangerous. Oh my god, you should have died there. Play around the people on your team that can actually do shit. Your Udyr, not the person I'd be playing around compared to your Fizz, Jhin, Brand. Like, they deal a shitload of damage, so if you're just hanging around shielding them, using Daisy as your kind of initiator disruptor, then they'll kind of group up around Daisy, who has that AoE slow with your E, and then Brand can just, like, obliterate them. Instead, what happens is the people on your team that are ahead, like, keep overcommitting and dying. Like that. Where are you? You're solo pushing a lane, which, I mean, I respect that you're trying to do an objective, but, like, you should also be around the rest of your team. Don't die to— oh my god! Are you kidding me? One, 2, 3, and we don't think to go out of tower range at this point. 4, flash dead. That's really dumb. And Jhin flashes into enemy territory at 120 HP. I think he dies. I think he's gonna die. Just a hunch. Yeah. Ivern's back on the map, y'all. So looking at the little score thing here, it seems as though your team is going to lose everything from here on out. We never— I think that's the last kill your team gets. Good flash. Yeah, you didn't do anything here. Let's see if there's anything you could have done. Okay, so we're entering the fight from here. We bring out Daisy first. That's good. And where are we going from here? So I would be trying to go here to save our Udyr. He dies too fast. Yeah, I guess they're like too fast at kiting you around, so you just kind of run in a circle. It's not exactly your fault, but ugh, it's very unfortunate. It was just a really chaotic situation where they completely got the jump on you guys. And I don't think there's any point going through the entire rest of this because your team just gets obliterated for every single thing. Or from here, this doesn't look very interesting. So let's just go back to near the beginning and talk about how to actually start a game as Ivern. Instead of doing this, you want to go tag, tag, smite, and then take this, then you're level 3. So that's going to happen instead of this, so you would be level 3 right here, okay? So, and then you would go top, because you would have the huge advantage over these lanes, and you would be level 3 and top right about now. So what if you had been top when Singed had 133 HP, Udyr had a level advantage, and you had flash double buffs? So Singed is dead to you right here, like 100% dead. Actually, let's turn off fog. Yeah, he had no wards, so he's very dead. And then what happens here is instead you do this very inefficient path. So you need to be thinking at all times as a jungler, where is their jungler, so that you know what you're up against and can, know where you can be most effective on the map. So where's their jungler right now? So, I mean, it's cheating because it shows it here because I took off fog, but it's more common than common now for their jungler to go red buff start, Krugs, gank at level 3. Let's turn off fog. And that is exactly what Wukong is doing. So his lane is really pushed in right now. So what he's going to do instead is, so you know that, yes, he wants to gank here, and you should have this timing down. It's 2:30 into the game. That's a very standard time for the jungler to have taken this. Can he gank bot? No, he cannot, unless he wants to like flash tower dive at level 3. Very risky. So instead, what he does is he goes up to check your blue buff. Reasonable, because a lot of Ivern players are going to do this blue buff steal. So instead, you kind of jungle vertically. You as an opposing jungler to Ivern, you kind of say, okay, yeah, I know that Ivern is going to steal my buff. There's not much I can do about it, so I'll take his instead. And so he comes up here as you're at no HP because you jungled wrong and have just tagged these two. And he's like, oh, I'm going to take your blue buff. Oh, what's this? What's this? And Ivern with double buffs. And so their jungler has a kill and refresh double buffs. Oh, I guess you hadn't actually taken your red buff yet. Bluch. So he has a kill, is level 3 to your level 2. And I think that the game pretty much ends for you right here. Like, there's other mistakes you can make, but if you just change up your early game, you will have so much pressure. Then in the mid game, what you do, you're basically on the map between mid lane and top lane almost the entire time. What you need to be is see who's ahead and get them more ahead. When in doubt, go... well, is that true? You want to be where their jungler isn't so that you create 3v2s. And you want to kind of... I guess who I would be focusing here is Lux. I would not put a lot of pressure on Singed after the early game, because Singed is such a tough gank. So once he's level 6, I ignore this top side, unless he starts proxy farming. Then he's going to be free kills. Once Fizz hits 3, this is a really good lane to go to because Fizz has so much mobility, and if you land a Q on Lux, you get the extra dash. Lux is pretty easy to gank. And I think that's about all I have to say about this. Change up your early game, focus more vulnerable targets, secure dragons with that. Do the trick where you hide the dragon when you're taking it. And the last thing was the Daisy thing where you pull out Daisy first and then hit Q. Know what your items do on Ivern so that you're not getting Hunter's Talisman and that you're always rushing Lucidity into Athene's. And that's it. League of Legends.